Good morning, student. Today we are starting the first chapter of class 11, that is unit and measurement, student. First I will explain you about what is units, and then I will go to different system of measurement, and then we will study about various physical quantities, student. Okay. As you know, physics is a branch which deals with the study of nature, student. So it is a very interesting subject, student, where we will come to know about many things, about many phenomena about the natures and what is their causes. In our daily life, student, everything starts with measurement. When you say something, say if I say the table is very big table or large table, it does not specify any meaning. If I say the rod is very large length, it does not have any meaning. So I say like this: the length of the rod, is 10 meter. Like this I have to say. Similarly, I can say the weight of the vegetable which has been brought 5 kg. So student, what are these things? This meter, this kg, they are the references, student. Means when I say 10 meter, means I understood that the reference is 1 meter, and this I have to multiply by 10. That much is the length. Here when I say 5 kg, so reference term is kg, kilogram. So when I say 5 kg, I understood that 1 kg has been multiplied 5 times. That much vegetable or that much sugar has been brought from the market, student. So this reference, student, for any measurement, a reference is made. Some reference must be there. This reference is known as unit. This is known as unit, and this is chosen based on some international protocol. Means an agreement is made by the meeting of the committee of the members who belongs to this international department. Okay, they decide how much should be the 1 meter, how much should be 1 kg, and they decide based on certain parameters. On that basis, it is accepted by the whole world. So then the 1 meter length is fixed. 1 meter length is fixed in this case. Means a particular length is chosen to be known as 1 meter. Now how they are chosen, that is a different story we have. So first I will tell you how they are chosen, on what parameter they are selected. So this comes the choice of a good unit. For example, student, if I say the length is 5 cubit or 5 foot, 5 cubits is this much. The 5 strides, when a person walks, the one step is known as strides. They are not good unit because they are changing. In the previous days, the king's hand used to be the measurement of the unit. Word, 1 yard, 2 yard. The length of the hand was taken as a unit. But that is not a permanent unit. The things will die, it will change, it is not reproducible. So what are the characteristics of a good unit? What are the characteristics of a good unit? First, it should be invariant. Invariant means it should not change with time, student. Say if I say the length of my this much hand, if I say this is 1 meter, so this 1 meter will change from hand to hand because everybody's hand length is different. So this unit will not be invariant, student. So invariant means it should not change with time. Second characteristic, it should be reproducible. Means I should be able to reproduce how much is the length 1 meter in an easier way. That is the meaning of reproducible. It should be easily available, student. Third thing, it should be accurate. The measurement should not differ even by a point of the decimals. It should be exact. 1 meter means it should be exact 1 meter everywhere. It should not happen that somewhere the 1 meter became little less, somewhere 1 meter became little large. No, it should be very accurate, student. And the fourth is it should be easily available. So in the olden days, student, this unit was made by a severe hard work, and the method chosen were different methods were chosen at different times. One method was chosen at once, that the distance on the earth between north and south pole, they were chosen as units. Then on the basis of the movement of the sun, the time was chosen. But ultimately, student, the method which was fixed was a method which is easily reducible. For example, I will tell you about 1 meter. How this unit was chosen, student. This 1 meter was measured by the method of distance travelled by light. The distance travelled by the light during the time 1 upon this number is not very important, you don't have to learn it. Just I am saying the method. Distance travelled by the light during the time 1 upon this much second is known to be 1 meter. This was how the unit was made, student. So this is reproducible. This will not change with time because we are taking reference of light, student. Like this, student, the various units are made on the basis of the international agreement. Similarly, say in the Institute of America, one protocol, one weight is kept, a fixed weight that was known as to be 1 kg. That is also have a definition of similar kind. By some different method it has been measured. Similarly, time measurement was done by atoms, certain atoms, how they emit radiations. So these methods are not in detail at present, student. At present, you have to know only about the measuring techniques, the measurement, why it is done, measurement. Okay. So this is one of the rule how meter was made, student. And this is how the good unit was chosen, student. Now, student, we have many quantities to be measured in our daily life. For example, we have length, we have mass, we have time, we have force, we have momentum, many quantities, student. Viscosity, work done, charge, current, like this. The things, the quantities, they continue and infinite quantities are there. Okay, student? These are known as physical quantities. Physical quantities. Physical quantity means the quantity which can be measured. Now, student, as I just now told you, every quantity measurement, it has a reference, it will have a unit. Now, if you have units for all the quantity, it will be very difficult to make units of all the quantity, and then even if you are making it, it will be very difficult to remember them. How will you remember the units of so many different quantities? And it will be very difficult to make the units of separate quantities. So for this purpose, what has been done is, the quantities are divided into two parts. First was known as fundamental physical quantity. Fundamental physical quantity means some quantities are chosen to be fundamental, means their units are defined, They are not dependent on any other unit. Their unit are defined separately. And on the basis of this, there is second category which was known as derived physical quantity. Derived physical quantity. For example, student, just to explain the difference, say length and time. These are the say fundamental quantity, suppose. Now we have a quantity known as speed. Speed is distance upon time. Now distance is length, and length unit already we have taken fundamental, it is meter. And time we have second. So speed can be expressed as meter per second. So see student, the unit of speed is meter per second, and these both are fundamental quantities. So I don't have to remember its separate quantity, separate unit for speed. I have taken this unit from fundamental quantity. So this speed is known as derived physical quantity. Means the quantity which has been derived from other fundamental quantity. And what are fundamental physical quantity? The quantity which has not been derived from any other quantity. So this fundamental quantity, student, they are chosen based on certain parameters. On that basis we have various systems also. Means certain quantities were chosen as a fundamental, and the units are defined, and the rest quantities, they are defined in terms of fundamental. Okay, like this student, the scientists have chosen 7 fundamental quantities. What are those? See student. Fundamental quantities. First student, length, it is measured in meter. Second, mass, it is measured in kg. Third, time, it is measured in second. Fourth, temperature, it is measured in Kelvin. Fifth, current, it is measured in ampere. Sixth, amount of substance, it is measured in mole. Seventh student, luminosity, it is measured in candela. This luminosity student, you must have heard it first time, which actually what happens when you see the bulb, light of a bulb. Some are dim, some are bright. So it measures the brightness. This quantity measures the brightness. So what I was saying, student, these are the 7 fundamental quantities chosen by the scientists. And this unit, the system of unit, there are 3 units. One was MKS, one was CGS, other was FPS, and another was SI. Generally we will use this system. Meter, kilogram, second, centimeter, gram, second, foot, pound, second. These are the various systems of unit, measurement of unit, student. Now what I was saying is the scientists have chosen these 7 fundamental quantities. Rest all quantities will be expressed in terms of this 7. So that is why they are known as fundamental. Now length I cannot derive it from another quantity, student. It will have meter only. Temperature I cannot derive it from another quantity. But student, if I say charge, so what is the formula of charge? Formula of charge is I into T, student. means current into time. So it will be ampere into second. So you see student, charge is a physical quantity. It is a derived unit. I have expressed in terms of fundamental, ampere second. This charge unit is also measured in coulomb. This is a nickname, student. Coulomb is the nickname. The unit of charge is ampere per second, ampere second in SI systems. So this is derived unit, student. This is a derived unit. See, I have expressed in terms of ampere and second. Similarly, students, see force. Force is a derived physical quantity. How? Force is equal to m into a, mass is kg, acceleration meter per second per. See, student, all are fundamental quantities. I have expressed force in terms of fundamental quantity. This is the SI unit of force. This has also a nickname. Newton. So as I said, student, I have defined 1 meter, I have written the definition. Similarly, all the definitions are made. How much is 1 kg, how much is 1 second, how much is 1 Kelvin, like this. But this definition at present it is not important. It is NCERT, it is given in the starting page, student. You can just have a read over it. But you don't have to learn that definition, okay? Because the definition part is not understandable at present. You will study later on. So now only you have to remember how these units are made and they are fixed, and how the fundamental quantity and physical and derived, they are separated. So now I don't have to learn another unit of force, student. I will derive it in terms of this. Now, student, the question is how they have chosen only this 7. So this you have to remember one thing, student. Means on what basis and how they have chosen, why they have chosen. So you have to remember the choice of fundamental unit is not unique. Not unique means, suppose some other scientists come, they can change this fundamental unit. How? See, for example, in one system, say, student, length meter, time second. Okay, this is a fundamental unit. So in this system, how the speed is written? Distance upon time, meter per second. Okay. Now suppose, student, another scientist comes and he takes length as a fundamental quantity, meter, but he chooses speed also. He chooses speed to be a fundamental quantity and he gives name to this unit of the speed. Say just any name I am writing. Say I am writing the speed Glaxo. Means another group of scientists, they have chosen speed to be the fundamental unit. And this is the name of the unit. Length is meter. Now in this system, how I will write time? From here the time will become distance upon speed. So in this system, the unit of time will be meter upon Glaxo. Now time is not fundamental unit for this system. Suppose, student, another scientist comes and he chooses speed and time to be fundamental. So in this system, how I will write distance? Speed into time, Glaxo into second. So that is the meaning what I said, choice of fundamental unit is not unique. Okay, student? But student, one more thing remember. Suppose we choose length, time and speed, all the three as fundamental. Suppose, and they are related to each other. Okay, student, then this choice will be meaningless. This choice will be meaningless, student, because what will happen in that case, I can derive a fundamental unit from other fundamental unit, which will be meaningless. So this is not possible, student. The things means which are related to each other, they cannot be chosen all as fundamental. So one fundamental unit should not be able to, here I am writing it, second characteristic. One fundamental unit should not be able to derive from another fundamental unit. Okay, student. So at present, the system is using this 7 as a fundamental unit, student, and I have explained you the basic meaning of this and how it can be changed also, that also I have explained you, student. Now let's study about some special unitless derived quantity. Okay, student. For example, angle. This angle we are measuring it in degree, and second we are measuring it in radian. Degree, all of you know it, student. I will explain about this radian. Suppose there is a circle of radius r, student. Now this is the length of the arc. It subtends an angle theta. Then this angle is defined as arc upon radius, L upon. If this L becomes equal to R, then theta is known as 1 radian. So this is the meaning of angle 1 radian, student. How much is 1 radian? It is the angle subtended by an arc whose length is equal to the radius of the circle. It is the angle subtended by the arc whose length is equal to radius of the circle. That is 1 radian, student. Now, student, if we say this much, if you take this angle, this is, all of you know, it is 180 degree, and in terms of this formula, if I say length of the arc, so semicircle upon radius, so theta is pi radian. This means, student, this means pi radian is equal to 180 degree. So 1 radian will be how much? 180 upon pi degree. This is the relation between radian and degree, student. Similarly, student, in case of solid 3-dimensional figure, say sphere, how much is the angle subtended by the surface? So we have defined a solid angle and its unit is sterdian. Sterdian. So student, here what I want to say is there are two special quantities sorry, not 2, there is a one special quantity. And that is angle. By rule, it should not have any unit because it is L by R, both are length. It should be unitless. But scientists have given this a name to this unit, specially, and that is why it is known as supplementary units. Two supplement, other than 7 fundamental, there are two supplementary units. They are given to the quantity angle. One was radian, and second was sterdian. Remember, student, we are talking about SI system of unit, international system. So two more angles were given, student. Units were chosen, supplementary units, and that quantity was angle. It was given as radian and sterdian. Now, student, whenever there is a measurement, we are using certain prefixes. For example, if you see the map and you want to locate the two different states, say the distance may be 500 kilometers. The radius of the earth 6400 kilometers. Thickness of the paper say 1 millimeter. So can you say, student, what we are using here? Kilometer, millimeter, these are the words you are using. Kilo, milli, current 10 microampere. So these are the prefix which are used, student. This prefix made the description very easier. Because if I have to write 500 kilometers, I have to write 500 into, again I have to write 3 zeros. Means after 5 I have to write 5 zeros. Instead of writing this, I am writing 500. So there are certain prefixes which are used to make the description of the measurement easier. Now I am giving you those, these are known as prefixes, student. Now I am giving you the values of this prefix, which are used in physics. Ten raised to 12. It is known as tera. Ten raised to 9. It is known as giga. This small, student, just to check it, giga it is, okay. Then we have 10 raised to 6. It is known as mega. Then we have 10 raised to 3. It is known as kilo. Then we have 10 raised to 2. It is known as hecto. Then we have 10 raised to 1. It is known as deca. Then we have 10 raised to minus 1. It is known as deci. Then, student, we have 10 raised to minus 2. It is known as centi. This you have to remember, student, the words. Okay. Then we have 10 raised to minus 3. It is known as milli. 10 raised to minus 6. Micro. Then we have, student, after this 10 raised to minus 9. Nano. Nano, student. Then we have 10 raised to minus 12 pico. Then you have 10 raised to minus 15. It is known as femtosecond. For example, student, if I write 5 giga ohm, it will mean 5 into 10 raised to 9 ohm. If I write 5 pico, it will mean 5 into 10 raised to minus 12. After this, that quantity will come. Say I am measuring capacitance, so their farad will come. That quantity will come after that. If you heard the word nano, multiply by this word. Micro, say current is 7 microampere. 7 microampere. It will mean 7 into 10 raised to minus 6. Okay, student. So these are the prefix, you have to learn it, student. So today we have understood the meaning of units. As I told you, it's a reference. We have understood the various fundamental physical quantities, how they are chosen. We have understood what are derived physical quantities, and then we have seen the measurement, the prefix which are used. Okay, student, we will continue in the next class. Write down on your notebook the things which have been taught. Thank you.